Fortunately, our fans did not turn off on this car. If you're experiencing the same problem where you have changed both temperature sensors, the one at the bottom there and the one under there, and your fans are still constantly on and you're getting a code reading of circuit high, what we're going to have to do is actually check the wiring. So to get to the wiring a bit closer, I'm going to remove the airbox. I've already taken this piece of air trim off, and then we can have a look closer to see where the wiring goes to. Okay, so now, as you can see, we have got plenty of space to work from. The airbox is off. What we have to do now is we've taped some pins so we can actually poke the wire. And if you touch these together, you should get a beep. That means you've got continuity, that you do have power through the wire. So wherever you don't get a beep, that's where there is going to be a break in the wire. Unfortunately though, it looks like we're gonna have to rip. If you don't find the break from there to there, we're gonna have to open all this loom up here, see where it's broke from. And same for this one, because we don't know which temperature sensor it is. If it's the top one, if it's the bottom one, we don't know. We've got the plug there, but then we've got all that wiring that goes down into here to there. So hopefully we can find it straight away. If not, we've got a lot of wiring to take back. So I'm going to go ahead, start stripping these, and then once we do find the problem, we'll share it with you guys. So you want to put that on the beep setting. So you're looking for ohms, and then stick one side of the needle into the, so we will test the brown one first. So that's going to be in the brown one there, and then what I'm going to do is poke this side into anywhere of the brown wire. Yep, that beeps. So we've stripped the wire down, further down, further down, further down, and as we've twisted this here, you can see that we may have found the fault. These wires here have melted whilst it was touching this hot water pipe. So hopefully when we strip this back, that should be where our fault is. There we have it. We have unraveled the wires, and you see this wire here was not joined onto that wire, and if you look at the actual wire that's coming out the plug, it is the same color wire. So we're going to go ahead and join this. Stay tuned to see if this was the problem of why the fans were staying on. So we're going to join this together and then do a test. So to get the wire in, first what I do is, oh yeah, that's a bit of a big flame, and I took my eyes out. Browse. Okay, so we're doing the continuity test again on the one that we've repaired. So all we need to do is touch the needle to the wire behind. Yeah, we've got power in there. We've got power going through to the wire there. So just to recap, when it beeps, that means it's good. When it doesn't beep, that means you have a problem and there's no power. There's a tear in the wire behind this point. Temporary measures, we're literally just going to plug this back into here. Plug the bottom one back in. That's clipped in there. Just going to leave that there for the time being. And we make sure that this wiring loom is away from the fans, because at the minute the fans were constantly on. So that's in there, that's in there. Let's just temporarily just leave this up here and plug this in here, because we don't want the air mass sensor light to come on. That's plugged in there. If you wait here, I'll put the ignition on and start it up. See the fans constantly running or not. One problem, but the engine and management light is still on. So let's quickly go ahead and check why that is on. We've just got a cheap OBD reader. Codes found, read codes. Engine coolant temperature circuit high. So let's see if we can clear this code, erase the code. That's done. Let's exit. Check, has the engine management light gone off? The engine management light has gone off. Yeah. So let's unplug this. Turn the car off. Wait a few minutes. Start it back up. If the light comes on, the engine light does come back on, that means we've got a fault. If it does turn off, that means we have fixed it. And voila, there you go. Sometimes you do have to reset the code with the machine to clear the fault. So yeah, if you have changed both sensors and you've still got a fault, now you know that it can be a wiring issue and you have to trace back the wire to find where the break is. We're going to tape this all back up. If you want to watch this last little bit whilst we tape it back up, put everything back on, by all means you can do. If you are going to leave here, make sure you like, share and subscribe. Thank you very much. Okay, so we have taped it up. What we haven't done is put this next to the radiator pipe. Usually this goes below and that can cause it rubbing against the pipe, but as you can see now, it's well away from the pipe and the heat can't cause the wires to rip again. We've put it back in, put this on, we've wired it back through and plugged it back on. Just need to get all this back together and then it should be fine. Okay guys, so that's everything put back together. The airbox, the last piece to go on is the engine cover. I hope you enjoyed that video. As you can see, sometimes it's not the sensors and it can be an electric issue. It's worth checking all the wires first.